Well, we are now in game. I have to say, before we go any further with this, I am much preferring the draft on the side of TSM.
I really like that draft. It's got a little bit of everything.
My only grievance with their draft is having the Orianna Karthus.
Yeah.
Obviously, having that double source of magic damage does take away the value of both of them a little bit, just because it incentivizes buying magic resist on the side of the Azure Dragons a little bit more. Obviously, that might not be an issue
But
at
it
all
has, but
if they can get ahead.
but
If they
it's
can
also
utilize...
when you look at the other side, there's not really there a lot. The main carries are very squishy, so an
Yeah.
Orianna Karthus Rakan combo should just vaporize a lot of them, which would be I've got to be careful because I'm having to spectate while also.
Stick it on direct to camera and take your
Yeah.
hands off.
No, it's because if someone messages me, I have to quickly look and check
Oh, shit,
see what
true.
someone else is saying off on
Yeah,
the stream,
yeah.
just in case something bad happens. But
Yeah, in case something breaks.
yeah, but it seems all
Looks
fine
like
now.
we just see a relatively standard start here. A couple of pieces of defensive vision exchange, but Vince going
Yeah.
very hard level 1.
That's gonna hurt for Joe. That's gonna be his lane.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we expected coming into the game, right? We expected Vince to play very, very aggressive on this Lucian. We know his proficiency on this champion. We didn't expect it to get left open, but
I don't know how it gets left open.
It was left open, and the Azure Dragons did pretty much first pick that champion.
But the thing is, he's proficient on the champ, but every time he gets it, he gets a big lead, right? But yesterday, he starts just kind of like, because he's ahead, he starts forcing it a lot more than he should.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just falls flat on his face, and he starts giving away huge shutdowns to people that he shouldn't really be giving huge shutdowns to.
Well, I wonder if we will see that same trend continue today, or whether he will begin to start reining in some of that aggression. If we look across the board at the moment, obviously only 2.5 minutes in, so not masses that we can tell from current CS totals. CS lead's starting to develop in the mid lane, but obviously with Vince having the pressure, having seen that trade at level 1, that is to be expected. Zyra Khan actually getting bullied here a little bit by the Leona Senna.
Yeah, if you're Zyra Khan before level 3, you can't really do a lot as Zyra. She don't really have a lot. She don't pack a lot of damage. Like Senna doesn't pack a lot of damage, but Senna has range, and Leona can just jump on you. And Rakan,
yeah, that's very true.
It's like one of those where you kind of just sitting there for a little bit, waiting for a level up.
It gets to the point, you know when you're in those cartoons and you see like someone holding someone else back by their forehead, and the person being held back's trying to punch them.
And
We can see a gank maybe coming in here in the top lane. Bed running into the bush. Oh, and we see a pause. Bed has disconnected.
Ah.
Ah.
So he sees Full Outlaw come in, and then he leaves.
Ah.
Ah.
Well, this is a to be continued meme snapshot right here if I ever saw anything.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, we got the grayscale and everything. We just need the music at this point. Let's be honest.
We'll be right back.
Do 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 do.
Let him live.
Pepe.
I
I don't think that's quite going to happen. Karthus in a very good position to secure this kill. Although we do, if we look at the minimap, we do see Eternal Ether's Morgana coming up the river. So maybe if Bed can pull something out of nowhere.
How does this go? He has flash.
If Bed can pull something out here, we could maybe see a turn. Oh, and he's disconnected again. Oh, that's, you just hate to see it.
Ah.
Oh, you hate to see that.
Wait.
Oh.
Oh, Tom sucks, but I had him either way.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Oh. Why did they... I have to say, is that Azure Dragon's fault for unpausing the game when...
I don't know.
What's going to happen here?
Yeah, I don't know what we can do, what we're going to do about this. This is a,
They're saying it's fine. He said it's fine. Well, this is Vin saying it's fine. When Vin says something, It's like yesterday, he said Callow told him to hit the blast cone, but Callow and Fair both said that Callow did not say that.
Good as AIDS, and you deserve to step on a plow.
Bed's unpaused the game, so I guess.
Well, all is fair in love and war, I guess. So it looks like we're just going to continue with this game. Trading going back through onto Joe here in the mid lane. Vince really making that Orianna hurt for this early game.
And that wave was very bad for Bed because it was right in front of his tower. I think Yorick's probably trying to freeze here. Yorick also got an assist for that.
Yeah, that's just not what you want as a gang playing 8 CS to 21 now.
And Carver's got to get his Stalker Skirmisher. I can't remember the name.
Stalker's Saber, I believe.
Saber, that's the one. And a Dark Seal.
Yeah,
it's looking good for him. Morgana is going to double scuttle, however, which should be safe. Provide safety for Vince.
It will definitely provide him some safety. But I think the power that Karthus has now with the Dark Seal this early,
and a 1 Dark Harvest stack for sure.
It's just terrifying. I mean, it's an 8 CS advantage in the jungle, and he has got the double scuttles, which is a lot of gold and a lot of XP, which Karthus could use to slingshot himself towards level 6. But the first blood gold just providing him so much extra power.
It should even it out, right? First blood is double skull and probably the same amount of XP. I'm not sure the maths on that, but
I think double scuttle gold is about 180. First blood gold is 400. So quite the discrepancy there. I think the XP is slightly more scuttle crab favored.
It's
220 gold. I think is actually a little bit ridiculous. We see another gank coming in here potentially.
The ganking Karthus.
Yeah, this is not something you would commonly see. Looking for a lane gank here. Trying to bait the Leona Senna to go in aggressively. Kalyan walking up. Wall of Pain does come down. Grand Entrance goes through, but Battle Dance away, and nothing seems to really happen. Gold lead sitting at about 200, but we see trading in the top lane. But no, it's just the ghouls sent forward by the Yorick. Eternal Ether caught out in the jungle. Black Shield comes out. Tormented Sword goes down underneath the Karthus. Karthus flashing onto the blast cone. Center auto attack goes through. Guardian procs, but he does go down. Morgana finds the kill, but they're fighting inside the Death Defy passive. Flashing forward. Karthus picks up Leona, but Morgana flashes forward, picking up the Rakan. Double kill for the junglers. Both junglers now sat with 2 kills in this early game. Gold 300 in the favor of the Azure Dragons. And after a very unfortunate start to things in the top lane, the game seems to be swinging back around as the Azure Dragons are also now on the Drake, taking down their namesake in the Mountain Dragon, starting off that dragon stacking.
I don't think that fight was good at all. They had like semi-prio bot, but Xayah starts recalling while Rakan and Karthus walk up to the enemy jungle. So like I think that call is good, but Xayah's recalling. So at that point you just need to get out because Xayah is there. And then, as soon as Karthus gets caught, let Karthus die. Karthus doesn't mind dying. He can pull out some damage, pick up a Dark Harvest stack if he needed. But they kind of just overcommit for nothing, really. Like, Karthus got the kill, but then you give a double kill to Morgana. I would say, though, a double kill onto a Morgana isn't as bad as onto a Lucian or a Senna.
Definitely not. And if you're trading kills on the Morgana for kills on the Karthus on the side of TSM, you are happy. I would imagine that Karthus does outscale Morgana in the jungle. I can't see another match, but we see Eternal Ether caught out again. Black Shield coming out, blocking the Wall of Pain slow, but he should still go down here. BNG Rakan, Grand Entrance forward and picks up the kill. Orianna flashing away, avoiding the Zenith. But Shockwave onto the Lucian. But nothing really comes from it, just knocking him down to about 50% HP.
Karthus doesn't have 6 yet, but I can see what they're trying to do there.
Wall of Pain, but no.
They're just trying to keep him like zoned out. Well, the ADC is just do ADC things in the bot lane.
Well, from my perspective, that just looks like Joe chunking Vince out while he himself is low on mana to discourage Vince going forward. If Vince doesn't have the health bar, regardless of whether the Orianna has the mana or not, those Clockwork Wind-Up auto attacks do a large amount of damage if you let her continue to fire on you.
That was kind of sad though.
Oh, but then dashes forward in the mid lane. Ignite goes down, not quite enough to get the kill.
I would say it's kind of sad for TSM when the fact that the Rakan had to pick up the shutdown. In that situation, the Rakan had to secure the kill because Morgana was just getting too far away. I think in any state that's completely fair. It's just unfortunate that it had to go to him because he was like too far away.
Yeah, definitely.
But other than that, like I think I think we already seen like TSM, they're roaming, but Kalo was matching it as well. So
yeah, both AD carries just farming contently in the bot lane. They don't want anything to do with this game, with these team fights.
And I would say GP's kind of relatively recovered. Like he was, but I'm not sure how Charlie's just backing now. How so see what he picks up in his items, because they were even on Sheen. Yeah, they're basically similar in items right now. Just a longsword difference and boots, obviously. Gank in the mid lane. Karthus, oh!
Requiem comes down, and it will pick up through the Black Shield. Trading 1 for 1. Kills again going on to the junglers. 4 to 3 in total. 3 kills on each jungler.
That's 5 stacks on the Dark Seal for Karthus. That's very dangerous. I don't think Joe Mine's dying there because Lucian didn't get the kill. He's in very much I think he's he's in a weird stage right now. He has to play in a very supportive manner.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
He's got like the worst matchup he could possibly have in the mid lane. And he's losing gracefully. He has to lose gracefully.
Yeah, but that is all he has to do in this scenario. All he has to do is just lose gracefully, drop 15, 20, in this case 25 CS, and he just has to not feed into the Lucian. Although, as we say that, the shockwave comes down following the culling.
Karthus is
Orianna
there.
Chunk low. Karthus is low. They could look to turn around here on the Lucian. We see Zyra Khan both roaming up into the river, but no, it looks like Vince is going to make it back to his turret in safety. And nothing will come of the play in the mid lane.
I do like that roam because Lucian just uses his ult. Karthus there, Rakan Zyra there. Lucian cannot go forward to kill Joe, and Karthus helps the Orianna push the wave in just to reset it. I do like that a lot. From the play TSM are doing there is really smart, and I think they should be. They're definitely on Herald now.
Funnels a little bit of extra gold and XP onto the Karthus as well. Never a bad thing when you have a Karthus in your team composition.
It was an Ocean Drake spawning as well in 20 seconds. I think we might see. He's picked up the Magi's. I just saw. Holy.
Getting the library card out very early into this game.
Oh dear, if this Ocean fight goes wrong for
Grand Entrance connects onto Callow. Command, attack, and dissonance chunks him down to about 75% HP.
If this Ocean Drake fight goes wrong, because they definitely want to fight for this. If it goes wrong for Azure Dragons, Karthus gets that Magi stack in the middle.
Yorick teleport here coming in from the Yorick into the Dragon Pit.
Yeah, I don't think Azure Dragons can fight.
Already starting the Dragon, the Maid of the Mist starting it off. Karthus, Orianna, and Yorick all on it.
Yeah,
no, Gangplank is in the top lane. They could look for a steal, but no, they're just going to let this Dragon go over to the side of TSM, tying up the Drakes at 1-1. We are getting a Cloud Soul in this game. Not the optimal one, but if you look at some of the ultimates, Cloud Drake stacking could come in as a big factor. We look at ultimates like the Requiem and the Featherstorm on the side of TSM. We look at the Soul Shackles on the side. Oh, but
he's on a journey.
Flashes over the wall. Black Shield comes out, keeping the Lucian alive from the Morning Mist, enabling him to walk away and avoid that slow, not losing too much health to the ghouls. Dark Binding does connect it onto Xayah. Big trades coming in here from Feb with the Piercing Darkness. But not quite enough oomph behind it to knock him down.
Karthus was definitely on a journey right there. I don't think Azure Dragons want to be here. That's an Orianna with a shockwave. You don't really want to...
It is 4 versus 2 though, and if they do stay split apart, then the Orianna will struggle to find good targets.
But all Ori has to do is put the ball out and not use the shockwave, and you can't go there. Like she forces you into one area where Karthus can.
Meanwhile, as we see 4 people grouping in the mid lane for the Azure Dragons, Howlets are on this Yorick with the Maiden of the Mist, is just going to hammer down on that turret, getting 3 plays, diving in bot lane, Solar Flare, beautifully dodged out there by the Featherstorm from Bisham, but he will go down to the center. Bit of a misposition, you have to argue.
The area is warded. There was a ward in the river that just expired. They had 2 control wards as well. It's very much
Oh, Vince diving in here. Gonna look to pick up the kill. Kill does go down. The Dawning Shadow comes across, keeps him alive. Does he survive the Requiem? Black Shield does manage to save him.
Shield.
Without that shield, he would normally be going down, but that Black Shield there from the Morgana coming in clutch.
And now the Medjay is 0 stacks.
Yeah, losing all of those stacks, losing all of that value. Library card's certainly been lost because he is being made to pay some fines.
We're going back to the Bishan getting caught out on the bot lane. It doesn't look like a missed position as such. The wave was in the middle of the lane. He's warded. He's just kind of farming, and Leona's just doing Leona things.
Is it so? Would you call it more misexecution then in the 2v1 from Bishan?
I would say like maybe he's playing a little bit disrespectful, but it was the fact that it was warded. Like it just feels probably safe, and they probably came really quickly. And he's probably, if he was at the turret, then yeah, he's a bit too far up. But the wave just looked in the middle of the lane. It was very much. It was you need a replay of that to see exactly where he was.
Yeah, I would definitely need to take another look at that to properly understand what happened. I do have to say as well, it does feel weird looking over and casting my old teammates, not being on the Rift alongside them. Felt very weird playing against some of my ex-teammates yesterday.
I would say also, shout out to Bed. He got first blooded, and he's basically staying even in this lane. He's down in farm,
definitely.
But he's
a gangplank. He prints gold. His Q prints gold out of nowhere.
Goes Joe. You missed the cannon. No.
Not what you like to see, but we do see first turret falling in the top.
Oh, he didn't hit the eye!
Oh, Shackle comes out onto Howlitzer here. We're gonna look for the stun, gonna look for the knockdown. Cannon Barrage does also follow. Flash over from Bed, and the bot lane has arrived, but the 2 kills have already gone down. Double kill for Eternal Ether. 2 more big cash injections in the Morgana's pocket.
Morgana, the anti-Karthus.
Maybe it is. Maybe this is the development of a new meta. Maybe this is where the world stands up and acknowledges the counter to Karthus jungle. Morgana is putting in work here, you have to say.
I actually think the early items that Morgana got from the pick and goal, we were saying they're probably not as good as like getting onto the Lucian, but Lucian has a mega CS lead, he doesn't care.
Morgana. Yeah, Lucian is farming incredibly well. He doesn't necessarily need that gold from the kills. Like you're saying, 5 kills on the Morgana now. That's a Runic Echo Sork Shoes complete. We'd expect probably an Oblivion Orb here as well on his next back following that double kill.
And GP and Yorick both finish Triforce at the same time.
0, 1 and 2 scorelines on both of them. Have they just decided to Control C, Control V their item sets and just handshake the lane?
And Vince steals the blue buff from TSM.
You can tell Vince is feeling confident. He's walking up, he's flexing his muscles. He'll be dashing forward into 2 people at this rate.
I do think that Azure Dragons outscale TSM though, however. Like,
I really like the mid game out of TSM. I think
I think the
3 items, I think the Xayah Orianna Karthus is so much stronger.
But Senna's range, where she just hits you from the other side of the rift.
Senna and Gangplank, yeah, that is
Gangplank can just ult you.
Proposition.
And Azure Dragons just take the Drake. No contest.
10% ultimate cooldown reduction. We will see that.
Herald, it looks like.
But the Azure Dragons are here to potentially answer or look for a fight, or at least shove in that midway. Zenith Blade and Dark Binding both do go wide, but the Herald's still on 4,000 HP.
This is dangerous.
There is still a potential for a fight here. Both AD carries are in the bot lane. Neither can join.
But
Herald goes down for TSM. Dawning Shadow comes across. Massive shield. Karthus drops the Leona. Fight is continuing. Lucian dashing in. Shockwave on 2 is huge. Requiem comes out. Will this be enough to finish off? Not quite. Joe
Ferrari!
Right comes through. Finding the double kill with the command attack, command dissonance. Trading now in the bot lane. Bishan going forward with the Blade Caller onto the center. Nothing happening down in the bot lane. We see a 3 for 2 in the topside river in the favor of Team Solent mid. And that is another big swing. Herald going down now in the mid lane, diving onto Eternal Ether. Black Shield comes out, blocking any kind of knock-up. And it looks like the chase isn't going to be continued. Command Dissonance cannot find the slow. Black Shield is still active. And we just walk away.
I'm still recovering. Joseph Amari, the Ferrari, flashing onto Vince or Lucian and just killing him outright, and then turning around and just killing Bed. He's playing. He's behind. He's so behind by farm, but holy, what a play! Like it actually turned it around. And also in the fight, Rakan like jumped into the pit to grab the orb, the Eye of the Herald, and then zoomed straight back out. Failed his flash over the wall, and just you could instantly see how he panicked and just ran upwards.
I have to admit, I didn't see the fail flash during the team fight. But those are the kind of mechanical mistakes that can come through. It is this team's first game of the season, so those early season jitters are still going to be there. They are going to have those nerves, and maybe if they manage to come back and take this game, that will do a world of good for their confidence going forward.
Just checking Karthus's Dark Harvest stacks. He has 8.
Dark Harvest.
He's back up to 4 stacks on the Medjai Soul Stealer. He still has 4 deaths though. It's kind of sad.
Karthus in team fights, if you die, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You still get 7 seconds to spam out spells. You have massive amounts of damage in these team fights. Pressure coming in now onto the TSM bot lane. 4 people in the area from the Azure Dragons, but it doesn't look like anything's going to materialize. Vision is controlled well, and they're just going to walk back and abandon the tower. Another play looking here, top onto bed.
He dings 12. He's the missed attacks, man. He's taking XP from his laner. I don't think Bed realizes.
But I think this is good. I think
Joe
this is fine. Caught out by the
he
cannonball.
takes the tower.
Darkness goes down, but the tower does fall, so this does give him an avenue out. He can go and join his teammates in the top lane. Running upwards through the jungle. Chase
Houdini.
The barrel's coming down, the Zenith Blade connects, the shield bash, and that is the kill. Picked up again by the Morgana. 6-1 now for Eternal Ether.
I think he knew he was dead. He was just trying to find any chance of getting out, and he took the longest route possible to hope they didn't go that way. Unfortunate.
I think there's definitely a world there where he actually does manage to survive.
I would say maybe he, instead of going up, he goes out and right towards the enemy base and tries just to recall in that like pocket of like the shadow.
Yeah, in the small pocket of fog.
Yeah, because I don't think they would expect him, because they know his teammates.
Oh, but we know that see another engage. The last embrace going wide. Solar Flare connecting only for the slow. Dark Binding connects, and the Dawning Shadow blows up the Karthus. Only the Yorick surviving stun comes through. Requiem coming down. Is he going to find anyone? No, not quite. Leona taken to about 200 HP. Fed with the Piercing Darkness.
Just
and all of the Yorick damage coming through, but not quite enough. The Maiden not going to find Feb. They are going to manage to lock down the Maiden before she latches on and sucks out their souls. 3 turrets now for the for TSM now.
Try. Oh no, they
are. They're trying Baron. They have the Lucian Senna. Jungle is dead for another 10 seconds, and there's nobody in the area. Zyra Khan both recalling and running out towards the top side. TSM might not have any knowledge of this. Orianna backing off from mid lane, coming through the jungle, but is this too late? 3,000 health on the Baron and dropping. Baron is gone and secured here. Really good macro calls from the Azure Dragons.
You can see Joe was walking up, but he was scared that they were actually just waiting in the river to like get a pick, which I think is completely valid, because they haven't had like Rakan and Zyra in the bot lane. That was just very split call from TSM. Some fights they're taking, it just feels like they're trying to force it a bit too much. Like, that Yorick and Karthus don't need to be in the river there and get caught like that. And they're just the team that has the team fight comp. Really
Leona going in, Cannon Barrage connecting, and the Solar Flare onto 3. Rakan running through the middle of the fight, charming up everyone. Vince going forward onto the Orianna, getting some revenge from earlier. Featherstorm in the wrong direction. Those feathers do not fly into the enemy team. Eternal Ether finding so much value on this Morgana, and that's a clean 5-for-1 fight for the Azure Dragons. Dragon also to follow, taking them to Soul Point. Double Cloud now on the side of the Azure Dragons. 20% ultimate cooldown reduction is going to really, really start to show. That Dawning Shadow on Feb's Senna and the Cannon Barrage on Bed's Gangplank going to be a lot more spammable abilities now than previously.
And Feb going Edge of Night second on his items. Just item checking. TSM was so behind. Item wise, like Yorick and Gangplank are even. Karthus is ahead, maybe even with Morgana, but Morgana is Leandries now.
But Karthus is holding a stackless Medjai's.
Yeah, it's
not what you want to see.
The start of the fight, Leona just goes in, and she's very much by herself, just with GP ult. It's very much.
Start of the fight looks really good
But-
until the 3-man solar flare comes through.
But Oriana's off to the right, gets chased down by Lucian. Zaya's ulting the wrong way. It just kind of goes a mess. Rakan like W'd into the wall. I don't know. Again, I don't know if he's comfortable on that champ. They're not fighting to what their team can do. They're just kind of fighting. Like Rakan and Oriana need to be next to each other at all times. So
the fight is looking more like solo queue rather than coordinated fives at this point in time.
Because if Rakan's like just on the cheeky flank, comes in, locks up one member, and Oriana ult, you just won the fight.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's not happening.
Oh, but we see maybe Callow caught out here in the bot side, in the top side jungle. Cannon Barrage comes down, dissuading any further engage. Couple of ultimates burned there. Cannon Barrage on the side of the...
Oh, what was that damage?
Holy! He is eviscerated, taken completely off the rift. But they're running through. The Karthus passive, Dawning Shadow comes through. Damage on to both Zaya and Rakan, taking to about 30%. But what was that Morgana damage?
I think that's the Karthus counter.
It has to be at this point, no?
What was... Holy... Morgana is running Dark Harvest as well.
This Morgana, I know she is 9-1, but I don't think she should be doing that kind of damage. What did we just witness?
Karthus just vanished.
Oh, wait, and
Oriana's
why do we
just
find
vanished.
another kill in the mid lane?
Oriana's just vanished. I think this game's over.
I don't know what's going on.
After an absolute horrid, like even in the win yesterday, Eternal Aether didn't have a good performance at all. And now,
And in my opinion, he was set to be one of the star performers on this lineup.
he was, but it's also the fact that he's playing jungle. He's not a jungle main. But
This is true.
But he is now playing.
We see Karthus going down again.
Is Outlaw tilted?
A dark binding into a tormented soil, doing so much damage. The solar flare just to finish the kill. Callow picking up his first kill of the game, getting himself on the scoreboard. Do we see an inhibitor falling here?
I have to say, we didn't mention it in draft, but Morgana is a comfort pick for Eternal Aether.
100%.
But obviously, you don't expect Morgana to carry from the jungle, but it's clear to see.
Expect him to even play it in the jungle.
Lucian mid.
I have to say, I was expecting Talia.
Yeah.
Because we know that is another one of his comfort picks that is also a mage that can be in the jungle.
But if you leave Morgana open, I think he's going to take Morgana. Morgana's very strong right now. He said that Talia doesn't feel like a champion sometimes. The instant room.
Another engage here. Cannon Barrage coming down. Shockwave on top of his head. The sombrero. Joe going full on Mexican. Featherstorm hits across 3. Feb finds the kill onto Charlie. Eternal Aether's just dropping people with the soil. Requiem coming through, but it's unlikely to find anyone. Does find the shutdown on the Morgana. That is a lot of gold into the back pockets of that Karthus.
They're just going to win.
But a 4-for-1 team fight for the Azure Dragons. You would imagine this would be the game right here.
They can just end here. They have to. Yeah.
Oh, dashing forward.
Jesus
Bishan absolutely
Christ.
slaughtered. Does manage to answer back onto Vince, but it should not matter. Final Nexus turret is going down, and we should see the Nexus follow very, very shortly. Azure Dragons picking up their second win of UNL Season 3 over Team Solent mid. And wow, that was a game that looked like it was a relatively slow burner that all of a sudden exploded into absolute craziness.